I'm Tim and this is TimBatSea. And we are just entering the Kills. There's the entrance of the Kills and we're going up here over to Bayonne. There's the Manhattan skyline over there. And I apologize, I've been trying to do better with the audio and I got my wireless mics all set up and ready to go. And looks like I didn't bring my SD card up here with me. So I apologize, the audio is probably not going to be as good as I'd like it to be. So it is. It's the Monday after Easter, and we've got this big loaded heavy 50 with we're still just working over on this boat while our regular tug is in the shipyard getting its 5-year inspection done. And this is but a wee little tugboat, so this ought to be interesting, but we'll see how it goes. I'm doing 5.8 knots right now, so, and at this rate I need to start bleeding off speed because this boat doesn't slow this barge down as quickly as 4200s would. So reducing a little bit of speed. How about you, Chief? We're getting close.
Start heading up.
All right. You might see a tug up there, a light tug going by. That's a tug that I used to work on. I called the captain over there and said, "Hey, you got a second to push me in over here?" He said, "I gotta run and catch the tide." All right, so I think we'll be all right. But you know, if it was a safety issue or something like that, I definitely would have called and set up for an assist. But I figured he was going by. I figured maybe he'd have a few minutes to give me a little push. Unfortunately, he too he's going to get a barge where the tide is crucial that he gets it out of there before the tide changes. So he's off to do his thing, so we're doing our thing, and should be fine. I see the tankerman is now coming out, so he must have heard me say that. If you haven't figured it out yet, Staten Island is on the left, Bayonne, New Jersey is on the right, and we're still cruising, so I'm going to pull it right back to clutch. We're doing 5.2, and like I say, it's going to be hard to slow this thing down. So
ferry boat mile there is the 40 seat.
I'm going to go and try to take some weight off, because 5 knots is a little too much for me to slow this thing down. So. Let Mother Nature start slowing it down for us. Now, according to the tide charts, I should be seeing a little bit of ebb coming out of Newark Bay. But if you look at this ship, you can see the oil boom up ahead of it that goes all the way around in front of the bow. And it's pushing away, so that would indicate that there's some flood over there. So this is going to be a fair tide landing. Yeah, and you might say, why don't I just spin around? So that way I can drive into the tide? And that would be a fair question. Unfortunately, at this dock, they want us to be starboard side only. So, gonna have to do a fair tide landing. I suspect, but I don't know, but I suspect that I'll be able to get my stern over, but I'm going to have a difficulty getting the bow over. As I've said in other videos, the weight of the tugboat has a lot to do with how you can pull the bow of a barge around, especially a loaded one. And this being a smaller, lighter tug, the influence I have is going to be more on the stern of the barge than on the bow of the barge. So this might be a little interesting. But if it was easy, everyone would do it, right? Now, I assume that you guys are watching this like 2 months later after I've shot it, or at least a month and a half later anyway. But I can tell you that this is less than a week since the disaster of the elision between the Dolly and the Key Bridge up in Baltimore, and I have been inundated with so many experts. I'm amazed. I'm amazed that, you know, we don't have enough people to fill all the jobs that we have. I don't mean as a company, I mean as an industry. And yet, so many people have so many opinions and know so much from sitting on their couch and want to tell me how to do everything. So I guess that comes with the territory. Like I say, in my amazement, I'm not angry or anything. I just think it's shocking to me how many people are so willing to put their 2 cents in, and 2 cents might be a little bit more valuable than their actual opinion. Everyone's entitled to their opinion. So now we're down to 3.3 knots, which is much more respectable for me. I like that a lot better. I'm still in clutch. I got 2 clutch ahead, and I'm still kind of going fast, so I'm even going to take the 2 right out of gear and just kind of coast. I've got the bow of the tug aimed right at almost at the manifold, because I want to get over there as much as I can, because I'm going to have to back down. Let me tell the chief what the plan is. Hey, Chief. Hey, just to let you know, we're not going to be fighting the tide on this one from the head. It's going to be a fair tide landing. So, I don't even know if we'll have line handlers or not, but we might have to catch a line in the stern first, and getting the bow over might be a chore, but we'll see what's happening. But I just want to let you know. If you look at that boom, you'll see what I'm talking about.
I got you. Do you want me standing on the stern watching it, or stay up on the bow till we touch down?
Yeah, that's right. Stay up on the bow. You're my eyes up there, and then I'll be able to watch the stern. Then when things happen, we can see we can go from there. Hopefully, you're going to tell me that you see a dockman.
Yeah, roger that.
Okay, so all this time being all stopped, we're only down to 2.9 knots. So I'm actually going to start backing right now, because once I get over there, I'm going to want to use my engines to maneuver, not just to back. Okay, that's starting to work. We're getting down to 2.6. To get up there, but like I say, I'm a little gun shy about stopping this loaded barge with a little tug. I mean, it can be done, it's just not as easily as our regular tug. Alright, I'm going to start doing a left twist, so I leave my port engine astern, start coming ahead on my starboard engine, and give hard left wheel. Try to get that bow out so I don't go careening into the dock. I'm doing 1.5 knots. Now I'm getting the bow moving, that's what I want. You can hear all the shaking from the cavitation, totally normal. Bow's coming out. This has before things go really wrong. I'm feeling really good about everything. Everything seems to be working just the way we want.
About another 80 ahead, you'll have coverage on the first vendor.
Alright. Alright, I'm down to 1.4, so I don't think I have to back anymore, hopefully. But I'm going to center my rudder and start coming ahead. I don't want that bow to come out anymore. I want the stern to come over, so I want to kind of keep coming at this angle. Like I say, if we were opposing the tide, we could use the tide to push us over there, but that's not going to happen until we have a fair tide landing. Alright, so we're at 1.4 knots. We're getting closer. And with the engine all stop, I'm going to put the rudder hard left again so that I'd be ready to lift that bow out if I need to. Alright, rudder's hard over. We're all stopped. We're doing 1.3 knots.
Our bow is just abreast of that first fender there.
Very good.
We're about 30, 35 wide.
Very good. Alright. Now I want to snap that bow out. The problem is that I'll have to get it back. So I want to get up there as close as I can before I do that. Hopefully I'll have enough in my back pocket to pull that off. We'll see what happens. Doing 1.2 towards the dock. Kind of like that. It kind of feels like I'm falling off the dock. So, very good. Okay, so now I'm a little concerned. So I'm going to come ahead with my port engine and give a little bit of starboard wheel, right wheel, to try to get. I need to get closer to the dock. I'm starting to fall off, and that has to do with the tide as well. So now I'm watching the mast of the barge and to see how the bow is moving. Okay, now right about now I'm going to start doing a left twist to try to get the stern flattened out a little bit. Like I say, I'm going to have to back up anyway because of the tide. Okay, you know what? I think everything's going to... We'll go 1.3 knots. We'll just keep rolling in like this with hard...
20 wide. I'm just coming abreast of the main dock here.
Alright. Okay, so now this isn't going to work that well, but I'm going to start, because my rudder's already hooked up to the left, I'm going to start trying to walk the stern over. So that's doing, coming ahead on the port engine and backing on the starboard engine, try to keep the bow somewhat in position and start squeezing the stern over. You can see the bow is already coming way out already. And I'm going to be going right by where I need to go. So now I'm just going to start backing, try to flatten out, and once I get flattened out,
I don't think we're having any luck on docking being unless we're having that shack.
Say again, Chief?
I don't think we have a document prepared to tread water.
Alright. No document. Alright, so I'm gonna try and
dropping out a bit. We're probably 20 wide off the dock of the bow and 35, 40 this point.
Alright. This is where I really kind of wish my buddy was over there pushing on me. He pushed me right over. That's alright. So, kind of doing a twist here to the left, try to get the stern over so that any of that tide might work on the side of the barge and slowly work us over. And we're going to have time to do that because we're not going to have we don't have a dockman there anyway. I mean, hopefully the dockmen are coming, but they are not as concerned about these sorts of things as I am. Okay, so we're rotating out, and my problem with rotating out, as much as I want that tide, that flood tide, to push against the side of the barge.
We're almost flat, 30, 35 wide up and down.
Alright, you keep staying up there, Chief. If I can get back here, we'll see what we can do, but if I can't, we'll see what happens. So we just let everything settle out a little bit. I'm looking at the pad over here. Move your view so you can see a little bit better. So the bow is coming out and the stern is coming in. And if the tide works out, it'll help us a little bit. The problem is it's a very little bit of tide right now, so I'm not getting the help that I really want, even on a fair tide landing. But it is what it is. Chief, I'm going to call the office to see about getting a guy down here.
Yeah, roger that.
Okay, so let me call the office while we're just sitting here waiting on the tide. Oops. There we go. The good news is the predictor line is saying that we are moving in the right direction. Hello, hey, this is Tim on the Kings Point. Hey, can you call Buckeye and ask them if they can send somebody over to catch a line for us? Thank you. Bye-bye. All right. Now looking at the bubbles, foam on the back of the barge, it's very slowly coming around the barge, so there is some of that.
Tim, I think I see somebody walking down here now. I'm not 100% coming to this dock, but I do see somebody.
Oh yeah, I see him too. Good deal. And the office was calling anyway too, so that's all good. Okay, so I'm going to start trying to, like I say, walking a loaded barge, especially with a smaller tug, is not that effective, but it'll help to hold us in place, get the bow moving the stern moving that way. All right, we're starting to move, so that kind of worked better than I expected. So I'm going to start backing now to back up to our last pad over here. I got to make sure that I don't go through it, that I don't go get too close to it. She's still spinning on me all the time. So I'm backing up. And there's a boom behind me that I gotta keep an eye on because I don't want to suck that boom up into the propeller. Okay, now we're moving back at a good clip, so I'm gonna go all stop and let everything settle out. Okay. Kind of like that.
Alright, Tim, you want us to come back there and draw a line on the stern?
Yes, sir. Okay, so we're just about in position, so I'm going to start putting the rudder hard left rudder and come ahead on both engines to stop my progress astern and shoot the stern over a little bit more, and maybe they can get something that I can work against. Chief, if you have a heaving line, if there's any way you can get to that second dolphin, that would help us out a lot if you got the first line there. I don't know that you can. It might be too far away.
I think we can. We got a good heaving line.
Okay, so right now, I'm going to back up a little bit
Looks like
more.
we're about to catch up.
Okay. Okay, and the stern is touching up against the pad, which is fine. And actually that stopping the stern is really good because that might put a little bit of energy in getting the bow moving over, which you can see the bow is starting to move over now, which is really awesome. You have a big ship fender there, and I landed square on it, and that really seemed to work
I'm
well.
going to back just a little bit so we can work into this line once it goes out.
Very good. I got a boom behind me. I can back up a little bit. Oh, wait a minute. I blew the boom out of the way, so we should be good.
We don't need pressure. I mean, we're almost straight across from it now, but it looks like he might be a little ahead of his spot.
Understood. Okay, so when I came ahead like that, I blew that boom out that was behind me out of the way. And that's a good thing. Now, the reason why I wanted him here, a line here instead of here, is that in order for me to drive ahead into that line, the geometry of trying to get it from here Bringing the bow over.
Closer back in a little bit. We're about 6-7 wide.
All right, I'll try. Barge behind me. In fact, I gotta make sure that I don't hit that barge. So. Now you see the problem with getting the line up there is that he's really kind of at the pivot point. He's not. That's about as good as I'm going to be able to get for you.
A lot of jets. Okay, Jeff.
Well, they had a noble effort. Didn't go. But the bow's swinging over all the time. I'm going to keep watching my stern. All right, my stern is away from that other barge, so that's good. Bow is still moving in. Bow's starting to move in pretty good, so this is good. I'm getting flatter all the time. Okay, I'm going to center my rudder now.
We missed it the first try. We're getting ready to throw it the second time.
Yeah, not a problem. Everything's working out. Keep an eye on the stern. All right, we're looking good. Everything's good. Yeah, so what I was saying was that if they put a line to where the man is standing right now, and I drive ahead on that, it's not gonna, the angle isn't gonna be as good as it will be up there as far as the geometry of pulling over. You know, it's a longer lever back here, so I'd have less force. So the more I can get that forward, the better. There goes the line. Looks like they got it this time. Good deal. Hopefully he's going to walk that down to the next one. Oh yeah, they're going to do that. That's great. That's great. These guys are awesome. We've been running a 4-man crew, and our chief has been working as a decanier. In other words, he does his chief duties, chief engineer duties, and also works as a deckhand. And it's been really enjoyable for me because he is really good at both jobs, but it's really nice having someone. Chief, and when you get that, when I drive ahead, I'll probably go by the spot and all that, but that's all right. It'll get us flat, and then we can back up and suck up the line again.
Understood.
You can see the line going out now. It looks like the bow is just about stalled out, but we're relatively flat. When I say flat, that means that we're parallel with the dock. So it doesn't really make sense that I do anything until they tie off the line, and then I got to come into that line very slowly so that that line won't experience a shock load. When I come into the line, we'll very slowly use the line to pull the barge over to the dock, and in doing that we'll probably be too far ahead, but oh, they're walking up to the next cleat. Those guys are great. Maybe we'll even get lucky on this, who knows. So I'm going to center my rudder because I don't need, we're...
Alright, first line dropped up. It won't be long, it'll be coming tight.
Okay, very good. I'm going to go real slow because that one line's going to have to pull the whole barge over.
Understood.
Okay, so I just want to all stop. See that line's getting tight?
Yeah, we got to come way far ahead, so just get us in there with that one and we'll figure it out.
Roger that. Hey, yell over to that guy on the dock. Tell him, have him get away from that line in case that line takes off on us. Guy's scaring me over there. You can see the line is tight. I'm all stopped, so I'm just letting the current pull us over with the line. If I see that line dip a little bit, I'll give it a little bit more power. Chief, is that line singing or you're not there?
Walked over you, what'd you say?
Is that line singing?
No, she's not. Ain't making a sound.
All right, good deal. The lines will start to talk to you and they'll start making noise when you put a lot of pressure on them. So I'm putting my starboard engine in gear with the rudder straight. And I'll stop. The predictor line is showing us moving in the right direction. See this right here?
How are we looking on that forward pad up there? It looks like we're going to go on the inside of it at this rate.
Yeah, that's right. Midship, though, we're about to touch up in like 4 feet.
How much room can we go ahead before we touch the side of that pad?
Not that far. Like a couple feet.
We don't want to do that. Tim, you might want to back it down just a little bit.
All right.
Stern's got 5 feet to go, so she touches up, and then your angle might be okay to drive ahead.
All right, I can twist the bow out too.
Yeah, she's going to have to come out a little bit, because as of right now, she's going to catch that pad on the side.
All right, how's that looking?
She's coming out of time. She's not there yet. Another few feet out on the bow, then you'll be able to drive ahead.
All right, very good. So what I've done is I'm looking at the line over here and I see the dip in it.
Start inching ahead. You'll be clear of it by the time you get to it.
Very good. So by doing that, I could do a twist, bring the bow out. He's worried about the bow getting caught in the fender up there. Okay, now the line's coming tight, so I go all stop. Now the line, I'm all stop because that line is trying to stop the movement of the barge coming out, and I'm a little concerned about that. All right, are we gonna have to go ahead any?
Yeah, I'm figuring that out with him now.
All right, if you want, go all stop and I'll go all stop and you slack the line and I'll drive ahead.
Yeah, we gotta come like 100 feet.
All right, whenever you're ready, Chief, let me know. Yeah, if you on the barge, if you can just keep an eye on that bow to make sure that I stay off, stay outside of that forward, cluster up there.
Yeah, you just walked on him, Tim. He was saying, he got anything, you got enough line to do that. He says he's got to go 100 foot ahead, so he's trying to figure something out now.
Okay. If you want to do that now, this might be a good time. I'm all stop. So the problem here is that we've got this case on, that one, and then there's where the manifold is, there's another place I can touch up, and then two more, the inverse of this is up there. And apparently I have to be careful. We have to move ahead 100 feet, so we're going to get the bow on what would be the inverse of this one over here, and we don't want to get on the inside of that. So they're putting out another line that they can walk down the barge as we go. Hope that makes sense. Center my rudder.
Hey, Cap, I got you what'll be a better new forward line up where I'm at here on the bow. Do you want him to go back there and he'll drive that one and we'll just use this one that I have on the bow?
Yes, that's exactly what I want to do. And just keep an eye forward, make sure I'm outside of everything up there.
Okay.
All right, here we go. All right, Chief has let his line go and he's bringing it back to the next cleat. I'm going with zero rudder, just starting to move ahead and go all.
You're looking good so far. You're like 8 inches off the pad, slowly coming ahead.
All right, if that starts to close up, let me know and I'll squeeze it out. So I'm going to put my rudder hard to port so that I can lift that bow out if I get into an emergency. I'm just coasting right now. Because it takes about 20 seconds to get.
Alright, we're still got like a foot off coming ahead.
Alright, I'm just coasting, so everything's cool. You do what you got to do and just keep me off of those pads.
Alright.
So we're doing 0.3 knots ahead. I'm all stop. We're staying there. He's got a line that can pull us back, and the chief is pulling his back. Everything's looking good.
Alright, we're still at about a foot coming ahead, maybe a little less.
Very good. You got the right first line. Alright. I make a little.
Alright, looks like we're closing up a little bit. 6 to 8 inches coming ahead.
Alright, I'm going to try to lift you off. Now what's tough is I'm pushing against this over here, so it's very
Alright, just lifted. We're at about a foot and a half.
Alright, very good. So now I go all stop. I'm still going about 0.2 knots ahead. Kind of happy with that. I can stop that if I need to. The rudder is still hard left, so if I need to pull that bow out, I can. Once he tightens up, once he locks that line down.
Yeah, we're good up here on the bow. We got like 3 or 4 feet. Best guess is like 25 ahead more, something like that. Maybe 15.
Okay, I'm just going to keep drifting like this. Just don't lock that forward line down without talking to me. I want to stop the barge first so we don't walk through it. And we're just easing ahead. Easy, easy.
We're good on the bow. We got about 4 feet. I'm going to go ahead and wrap it up here.
Okay, I'm going to put the brakes on for you. Go ahead and wrap it up. 0.2 knots. And we're stopped. Good deal. Now what's going to happen is his line, as we start drifting again this way, his line will come tight and hopefully pull that bow right over. When that bow comes over, it's going to hit the pad now, right? That's a good thing.
Yeah, most definitely. You at least catch this wooden one.
Very good. Thank you so much. All right. So this video is getting long, and you've seen all the exciting things. Now they're just going to lace it up. You guys, thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. If you get anything out of these videos, you can support the channel by giving us a thumbs up. You can comment, share, do all that YouTube stuff. Or you can also hit the super thanks, or looks like the line's going loose, so I'm gonna just clutch ahead, get us moved. There we go. Now it's coming up.
Hey, I'm gonna let just a couple more feet out and just wrap it back up if you're cool with it.
Yes, sir. Absolutely.
All right.
Or you can hit the super thanks button, or you can head over to Patreon. The Patreon crew gets videos early and ad-free. Woohoo! And special Patreon-only videos. Hey, Chief, is your line wrapped up or is it paying out?
It's wrapped up. Let me go put a little more slack in it.
Okay, I'm all stuck because I don't want to walk through that. Anyway, that's it. You guys take care, be safe, and as always, I'll see you on the one.